All right, the Ravens and Steelers renew their rivalry today. It's not the best rivalry in the sport just because these teams dislike each other. Look at how close this has been. Going back to 2000, these teams have played 52 games against each other. They are separated by a total of 3 points. It's the 36th meeting between Mike Tomlin and John Harbaugh. Only George Halas and Curly Lambeau coached against each other more times in NFL history, and the stakes are enormous. If the Ravens win, they'll have an 80% chance to win the division. The Steelers, if they win, they're at 62%. They're down to 19% with a loss. So what is at stake on this game? Well, I guess you could say everything. And Kimberly Martin is there in Pittsburgh getting ready for us. Kmart, what is the word from both these teams as this rivalry is renewed today?
I can't hear anything.
I could just see she couldn't hear me. I could tell from that look on her face that she couldn't hear me. We were so, I had that feeling. You know, you have that feeling? She was looking in the other direction, and I thought, Kmart doesn't hear me. But I'm going to ask the question anyway. One way or another, I'm sure we'll get her set to go here. Kmart, yes? Or we'll get back to her a little bit. Yeah, we do. Kimberly, have you got me? Yes, we do.
I can hear you.
Okay.
I got you.
What is the word from both sides as this rivalry is renewed today?
First of all, I can't handle the excitement here. Our equipment can't handle it. This is a big game. Greeny, you know how big this game is today between the Ravens and Steelers? Steelers captain Cam Hayward told me, if you want to win the AFC North, it starts with these two teams. It runs through Pittsburgh and Baltimore, and you can't run away from that. In fact, I talked to a lot of Steelers players who told me that they expect, quote, some trash talking today, and that's the PG version. They expect this to be a highly contested physical game, and Cam Hayward told me Steelers-Ravens always come down to one thing, one possession. Now, of course, the Steelers hope that their offense can score a lot more points than they're used to in the past with Russell Wilson. And when I talk to guys about Russell Wilson, the two words that come up, leadership and his consistency, and they talk about how he's a guy who understands the need for preparation. Cam Hayward told me he is a methodical monster. He may be a good guy, but a methodical monster when it comes to his preparation. And I talked to tight end Pat Freiermuth, and he said, you know, Russell's been in the league 13 years, won a Super Bowl, been to 2, but it's the way he prepares. It has such a great effect on this young offense, and guys understand that they have to be consistent and prepare just as hard. So, Greeny, hopefully my equipment does not stop working because this is such a huge mashup. I don't want to be anywhere else but in Pittsburgh today. Well, and no one would. And Kimberly, outstanding as always, and we'll be checking in with you throughout the program today. Right now, we're going to do something no one else can. We're going to show you exactly why and how it is so unstoppable, because we have this man, Randy Moss. Dante Culpepper throwing it up, and look at the trajectory of the football, Randy. Plenty of time to make any adjustment that's necessary, run under it, find it in the air. Defense at a huge disadvantage. Yeah. Boom, touchdown. Randy Moss, maybe the best in the history of the sport at finding those plays. So now, why don't you explain as only you can how and why this is so effective?
Well, two things. Let's go back to the play last week where Mike Williams came into the game and Russell Wilson talking about the trajectory of the football, where the nose of the football is falling out of the sky. Right there's the game winner. It's a great playback. Mike Williams was there just a few days. So, man, kudos to you understanding the game plan and what they needed from you. And I got my quarterback here, Alex Smith, my brother, Tedy Bruschi, being the DB, of showing the trajectory of the football where it falls over my shoulder and knowing that the defensive back cannot get there. Well, we got the eye in the sky, so we'll be able to show you a different look. Alex, same position. There you go. Boom. Okay? Tedy Bruschi could not get to the ball. So you young wide receivers out there understanding when the ball's in the air, let the ball fall in your breadbasket and let the defender run through you for the pass interference. But that last but not least, being able to make the adjustment last week here to George Pickens, the moonball, being able to make the adjustment, man. I was so in awe of this play. Look at his body in the air, Bruschi.
Height helps with that throw, correct?
Yes, and so we're going to demonstrate it again with my quarterback here, Alex Smith, throwing me something in the air and let me make an adjustment to it. Bruschi still cannot get to the ball because it's ball, body, defender. No matter how he does it. Here, we got the eye in the sky to be able to do it. Alex throws it. Ball, body, defender. Mike Greenberg, what you think, baby?
Well, I think it's unstoppable, and obviously if they have you running it, no one would ever stop it. But this is the reason Russell Wilson has been so effective, and if he does it today, we're going to have to seriously talk about the Steelers as a Super Bowl contender. Here are the numbers that he's been doing it at. He's been throwing the deep ball so well since his first start in Week 7, third highest completion percentage in the league on throws more than 15 yards downfield. No one has a higher QBR on those throws since he took over as the Steelers quarterback. And by the way, Rex did a great job coaching that segment, by the way. You guys all executed that. You were coaching that on the sideline. But Tedy, you made it interesting. Back when they made this move from Justin Fields to Russell Wilson, there were a lot of people who were surprised. You were not, and today may be the reason why.
Yeah, the games like this, the games down the road, but today you're going to see this is why that Mike Tomlin made the move, because of the potential of what Russell Wilson can do in these games. Yes, there's the moonball, which we showed and Moss showed, which is great. It's going to be so much more than that he's going to have to do. And when Kimberly Martin was talking about Cam Hayward, and Cam Hayward said, we know what this is going to come down to, one possession. It's for that one possession that Russell Wilson's going to be there for in the fourth quarter with 2 minutes left. Does he have to throw the moonball? Does he have to complete passes in the intermediary part of the field? Does he have to run for it? He can do all of those things. This is why today you'll see, hopefully it pays off for the Steelers.
You know what's great, though, is, the deep ball, without question. The moonball, the guy's phenomenal. Always has been. But here, you talk about the intermediate throws. This is where I'm still not sold on Russell Wilson, all right? Because the intermediate throw and the short throw, he's third worst in the league at throwing those balls.
And that's
so to me,
today. Yeah.
but and I think it is going to be big. And you look at this, like, I get it. Baltimore's defense has been absolutely horrendous.
Yes.
To me, I'm like, Greeny, are they playing with 10 guys on the field? Is that it? Like, what the hell are we missing here? This is not the Baltimore Raven defense. But I think they're going to challenge Russell to make him throw those intermediate balls, take away the deep moon shots, and you need to, and make Russell prove that he can be that all-around quarterback that he used to be.
Yeah, to me, though, Rex, I'm going to push back on that. He was brought in for George Pickens. George Pickens is one of the best big play receivers in the NFL and hadn't caught a touchdown pass from Justin Fields in the first half of the season, right? They bring in Russ. He's caught 2 since then. He's averaging 20 yards a catch, almost 100 yards a game. And really it was about him being included in this offense. This is an offense that wants to pound the football, right? Get the extra hat down in the box, get the one-on-ones on the outside. They just added Mike Williams, who's another great big play receiver. And it's about connecting on those passes down the field. Again, I think we're going to see it. I think he's doing his job. He leads the NFL in passing down the field. I don't think they really are too concerned about the intermediate stuff.
I'm just mad because I like Justin Fields, man. I'm telling you. I want to watch
the numbers say what the numbers say. And the Ravens have not just been bad, they've been historically bad against the throw this year. And so maybe this is a good day and a good opportunity for George Pickens and Mike Williams and the Steelers to do something against that defense.
Well, I'm not going to be so quick to just put the ball in the air. You talk about this is a double chin strap game, a physical football game. The passing game is really not that physical. So how's the Pittsburgh Steelers going to be able to win this game? They have to be able to run Najee Harris. Last week, he didn't get 100 yards, but prior to that, the last couple of weeks prior to last week, he did average over 100 yards rushing. And what is you talking about the Achilles heel to the Baltimore Ravens is their man-to-man defense. Well, how do you get a defense to play man? Run the football. If they're able to run that football and play that man coverage on the outside, you give George Pickens and Mike Williams, they'll have a great day today.
That's going to be interesting, Randy, because what I see in Baltimore with their defense, they're playing 2 high safeties.
Right.
A lot.
All the time.
And it should be all game. That's what I'd show Russell the entire time, because force him to run the ball. The Raven defense versus running the football is outstanding. Force him to do what he's uncomfortable at in the intermediate throws, hitting Freiermuth and those backs. I'm showing you 2 safeties, Russ, and I'm telling you, if you think Pickens and all these guys are going to get it, no, it's not going to happen. Let's see what else you can do.
Well, since everybody's sitting
That's exactly what I was saying.
Since I'm going to throw a nugget out here for you. You want to throw all that zone from Baltimore? I want y'all to look out for number 21, Brandon Stevens. In the National Football League as a corner, he's given up the most yards in the passing game. So man-to-man zone, find number 21 today, Pittsburgh Steelers.
You're saying check.
Check 21. Check 21. Left corner.